It's a good idea to put an air conditioning cover over the AC for the winter. There, the cover's on and now it's all ready for the winter. You want to make sure that you turn off the breaker to the AC unit. That way, if you accidentally turn on the AC on your thermostat, the AC still won't turn on. This could cause a fire hazard if the cover was on and the AC was on. So it's really important that you turn off the AC breaker in the winter when the cover is on. Now is also a good time to check and replace your furnace filter. You can see the furnace filter that I use in the winter has a lot more filtration of the air particles than the one that I use in the summer. In the summer, I use one with not so much filtration, for I want there to be more airflow. However, in the winter, it doesn't need as much airflow, so then I choose a filter that gets out more of the bad particles in the air. You also want to make sure that the arrow is pointing the right way. On mine, I have it marked so that I know what way to put the air filter in. My humidifier was off for the summer, for the air conditioning takes out the humidity. I want to switch it from summer now to winter. I'll also go upstairs and turn the humidity on. But at this time, it's a good idea to check that your humidity filter is all clean. Now I know that I cleaned mine just before the start of the season, and you can see that, yeah, it is pretty clean. I haven't even used that filter yet, but if it was dirty, this is the time in which I'd go ahead and change that. Again, you can see that the humidity controller is set to off. So I'll now turn it to just about 10. I know that 10 might seem low, but I have one of these humidity reading sensors on the main level and the second level. So you can see that even though the humidity was set to off, it's at 34% right now. I don't want the humidity to be too high, especially during the winter months, for I don't want any attic rain. If you're on your second level and you take a flashlight to show the ceiling and there's any water spots, that could be an indication of attic rain. For if there was freezing in the attic and then it thawed really quickly, all of that condensation could get, unfortunately, in the insulation and in the drywall. Fortunately, I don't have any attic rain. I just check to make sure that the humidity is always at a good level so that that never happens. You want to make sure that the exterior tap water is shut off so that the pipes don't freeze. Once you've turned off the exterior water, you also want to open up the faucet to make sure that all of the water is drained through the pipes. You can then unscrew the hose. Once the water is drained, I make sure that I close the faucet. And then I like to store the hose inside the garage for the winter. If you have any paint cans in the garage, it's a good idea to store them in a warm place, because if they're in the garage in the winter and they end up becoming too cold, that can completely ruin the paint. If you have smaller trees, it's also a good idea to shake the tree a little bit so that the snow comes off it so that the branches don't break. Make sure that you stand back. I like to use a broom so I can stand back and no snow or anything falls on my head. You definitely don't want to shake the bigger trees, for you don't want anything to fall and for yourself to get hurt.